Good day, class. In today's JSS 2 Basic Technology lesson, we are going to study two important metal joining techniques, soldering and welding. These are fundamental skills used in electronics, plumbing, construction, and manufacturing throughout Nigeria and the world. Metal joining is the process of permanently or semi-permanently connecting two or more pieces of metal together. There are many ways to join metals. You can use nuts and bolts for a removable joint, or you can use heat to melt the metals together for a permanent joint. Soldering and welding are two heat-based methods of permanently joining metals. Let us begin with soldering. Soldering is the process of joining two metals by melting a third metal, called solder, between them. The solder has a much lower melting point than the base metals, so the base metals themselves do not melt. When the solder cools and solidifies, it creates a bond between the two pieces. Solder is typically an alloy of tin and lead, or for modern electronics, tin and copper or tin and silver. The melting point of common solder is between 180 and 230 degrees Celsius. The tool used for soldering is called a soldering iron. A soldering iron has a metal tip that is heated either by electricity or by burning gas. The tip is pressed against the joint area, and the solder wire is touched to the hot tip and the joint. The solder melts and flows into the joint. Flux is another important material in soldering. Flux is a chemical cleaning agent that removes oxide layers from the metal surfaces, allowing the solder to flow and bond properly. Without flux, the solder would form weak joints. Types of soldering include soft soldering, which uses low-temperature solder and is used mainly in electronics for connecting wires and circuit components, and hard soldering or brazing, which uses higher-temperature alloys and is used for stronger joints in plumbing and jewelry. Now let us study welding. Welding is the process of joining metals by melting the base metals themselves, and usually a filler metal, and fusing them together as they cool. Welding creates much stronger joints than soldering because the base metals themselves are melted and combined. There are several types of welding used in Nigeria. Arc welding, also called electric arc welding, uses an electric arc, an extremely hot electrical discharge, to melt the base metals. The electric current creates a temperature of about 3,500 degrees Celsius at the arc. A coated electrode, also called a welding rod, is used as the filler metal. Arc welding is the most common welding method in Nigerian workshops and construction sites. Gas welding, also called oxyacetylene welding, uses a flame produced by burning acetylene gas mixed with oxygen. The flame reaches about 3,200 degrees Celsius. A separate filler rod is used. Gas welding equipment is portable and is used for welding thin metals and pipes. MIG welding, or metal inert gas welding, is a modern method where a wire electrode is automatically fed through the welding gun. It is faster and cleaner than arc welding. TIG welding, or tungsten inert gas welding, uses a non-consumable tungsten electrode and is used for high-quality precision welds on stainless steel and aluminum. Safety precautions for welding are extremely important. Always wear a welding helmet or face shield with a dark glass filter to protect your eyes from the intense light. Welding light can permanently damage your eyes. Wear heavy leather gloves, a leather apron, and closed shoes. Never look directly at the welding arc without proper protection. Ensure good ventilation because welding fumes are toxic. Keep a fire extinguisher nearby, and never weld near flammable materials. Comparing soldering and welding, soldering works at low temperatures and does not damage delicate components, ideal for electronics. Welding works at very high temperatures and creates stronger joints, ideal for structural steel, pipes, and heavy machinery. In Nigeria, welding is an important trade skill. Many Nigerians build successful businesses and careers in welding, from fabricating gate and burglar-proof designs to working in the oil and gas industry on the Niger Delta pipelines. As students, understanding soldering and welding prepares you for both examinations and practical workshop activities.